In a world of crumbling ruins and machinery, there lived a pair of doomed lovers. Two androids built to fight an endless battle, who wished for nothing more than a peaceful life with one another. Again and again, fate would conspire to tear the couple apart, until finally, a miracle occurred. The fighting was over, and the lovers were free to live their life in peace for the rest of their days. And yet, in another world, there lived a vengeful man cloaked in shadow. Clawing his way back from the brink of death, he built a device that would allow him to physically conjure mere concepts into his own world. He would use these figments of the imagination to construct a terrifying new reality. Overnight, he had conquered his newly mechanized world with the help of his business partner, leaving it trapped in eternal darkness. The man decided he needed a soldier, a pawn that he could trust to keep his business partner in line. The choice, he thought, was obvious. He set his device to target the androids, but only one. The one that would follow orders. As she was taken, the other android rushed to save her. In a desperate act, he used his phenomenal hacking ability to shift the device's target from one android to another. The device would register the task as accomplished and be unable to summon her again, despite the fact it summoned the wrong target. He gave himself to protect her with no hesitation. Upon the android's arrival, the man was furious. He had first moved to kill the android for his insolence, but the man was an opportunist. While unruly, this figment had proved to have immense skill in his field. He would be allowed to work under the control of the man and his business partner for as long as he proved useful. Even so, the android could sense he was living on borrowed time. Away from prying eyes in the house that stored the device, he would create a program to reverse its effects and send him home. But in time, he was found out, and his hand forced. He ran his incomplete program on the device, and was stranded on yet another unfamiliar world. All seemed lost, but the android was resolute. He would find his way back to her, no matter what.
Get back to cleaning the store. What a mess. My sister Camilla, I will be happy to help.
Okay. That should be set up now. Testing. Is there anybody out there listening? This is YoRHa Unit, former YoRHa Unit 9S, and this is a distress signal. I'm currently broadcasting my consciousness data on an open channel. I found myself stranded someplace far from my home, and if anyone can hear this, I'd really appreciate some help getting back. I guess that's all I've got. Sorry, I was never very good with the protocol side of things. I just sort of let my operator handle it when, never mind. I should probably just keep this line open and go over my situation in case it actually does reach someone. Like I said, right now I'm stuck somewhere that doesn't seem like where I'm from, and as far as how I got here, it's a long story. In any case, when I got here, I woke up in a wooden carriage all tied up along with some humans around me. Or at least they looked like humans. Normally, that'd be pretty exciting, but under the circumstances, I was really just dazed and confused. Again, long story. I think some of them tried talking to me, but I must have been too distracted. I probably should have paid attention, though, because one second I'm in hacking space trying to make sense of everything, and then the next thing I know, my head is on a chopping block. But what really threw me is what let me escape. A dragon. When I first got here, I thought I had a pretty good working theory. Humans still existed, the technology and architecture looked archaic, and I didn't detect any Mosso particles. I must have landed somewhere in my world's distant past. If that was the case, All I would have to do would be to find a safe place to wait it out, but now I'm totally lost again. How could there be a dragon this far back in history? The original dragon only appeared sometime in 2003, and the ones from the Kingdom of Night weren't created until long after humanity's extinction. And even besides all of that, I still couldn't identify even a trace of Maso on the whole damn thing. I guess my program was even less stable than I... Shit! What's... God damn it, I gotta turn this off!
The bane of Kygranak and Dagother.
Oh, he's such a pain to get working. Oh, wait, there it is. I think I got it. Okay, I'm 9S. This is a distress signal. I'm stranded far from home. Whatever, you get the picture. Sorry, not really in the mood to repeat the whole thing. It's been a long week. Especially when I'm having to limp everywhere. I still don't even know where that arrow came from, but I guess it doesn't matter either way. I couldn't find anybody with the parts I'd need to fix up my knee, and their healing magic predictably doesn't work on androids. Oh yeah, speaking of magic, I guess I should talk about what I've been up to here on my own. After I had to cut off the last broadcast early, I figured the best thing to do was probably find the nearest settlement to try and get some help from the locals. I ended up coming to a place called YoRHa, and it seemed promising at first. But whenever I tried asking anybody there about what I could do to get back to my dimension, all they'd give me were some dirty looks. They seemed pretty eager to get rid of me in the first place, actually. I think they called me a moth priest or something. Whatever, point is, eventually I got told I should be asking stuff about magic at the College of Winterhold, and to stop bothering them. Fine by me, it's not like they've been any help anyway. The carriage took a while, but I got there eventually. The people there at least tried to help me out, but even they had no idea about anything I was saying. I went through their library while I was there looking for anything that could get me back home, but still nothing. I actually was able to pick up a bit of magic while I was there, though. It seemed simple enough, not too different from the hard light projection tech we used back in YoRHa. I guess I wore out my welcome, though, because after a while some people came up to me and basically told me to get lost. I mean, they didn't say it like that, but after talking to the guy they sent me to, I'm pretty sure they just thought I was as nuts as he is. And the worst part is, even this Septimus guy doesn't know shit. All he keeps talking about is stuff about Elder Scrolls, whatever the hell they are. Whatever's in this Blackreach place he mentioned, it better be worth it, because I'm sick to goddamn death of being given a runaround by everyone I talk to here. Anyway, turning the broadcast off for now, so I sort of get an arrow through me because of being distracted. 2B, hang in there for me, okay? Running. Time to get started on the diagnostic. Initializing test sequence. Okay, energy output is looking to be at acceptable levels. Structural integrity seems to be holding steady, and the sample doesn't seem to be rejecting the apparatus. Coordinates have been properly set, pre-recorded transmission data has been inputted, and the trigger mechanism is fully primed. I think that's it? I'll double check. Oh yeah, all systems are green. Man, that's a relief. Now all I gotta do is haul this thing up to where I need it. Oh right, yeah, I didn't explain what I'm doing yet. Basically, it's pretty clear at this point that these broadcasts aren't getting through to anyone. I've pretty much just been shouting into the void hoping someone might pick them up. But the problem isn't that there's nobody there, it's that nothing's getting through to them. The confines of this reality won't let my messages reach anything past them, and I don't have the signal strength to override the restriction. Or I didn't until now. When I first got to Blackreach, I gotta say it was pretty disappointing. Frustrating, actually. Sure, the engineering of the place was impressive, downright fascinating, honestly, considering how archaic the rest of this dimension's tech that I've seen has been. But none of it got me any closer to getting back home. back to 2B. But then I read the Elder Scroll. Scores of data came flooding into my head all at once, overloading my processors instantly and forcing me to reboot. But when I finally came to, it turned out I actually retained a lot more of the data than I would have expected. Sorting through it helped me figure out a lot of things, but most importantly, it helped me figure out what I needed to do to boost my signal strength. I had to build a device, something that could access the reality warping properties of the Elder Scroll itself and channel them into a beacon to be activated at a tear in space-time. So, yeah, that's what I was doing before, just running my final tests. It was a pain putting it together for sure, but it should be ready now. All I gotta do is drag it all the way up the side of a mountain. Well, at least the hike up there won't be so bad now that my leg's fixed up. For now, at least. I can't imagine it's gonna hold forever. I just sort of used whatever leftover parts that were lying around. There weren't many left. I kinda had to take this place clean to make the beacon. There were lots of design revisions I had to do. But now, it's done! And now all I have left to do is to bring it to the volatile space-time hole at the top of a huge mountain and hope it doesn't blow me up because I only had the resources to test it once. Alright, I'm getting in my own head about this now. I should just turn the broadcast off and go, but... Look, I'm not an idiot. I know that I'm just rambling to myself at this point. I guess the question is why I'm even broadcasting this if I know nobody's listening. Well, maybe it's just so that if all of this goes wrong, I'll have left something behind. Anyway, I'm going now, 2B. If somehow you get this message, I just want you to know that despite everything, our memories together are what's most precious to me. See you soon. Hello? Is this thing still getting through? Can you still hear me? Well, even if you can't, I figure I should say this anyway. Thank you. You know, when I brought the beacon up this mountain, I was pretty sure it'd either not work, kill me, or just send me to another far-off dimension that I'd have to find a whole nother way out of. It sure didn't help my nerves to have to convince those old guys to let me through. Since I had the Elder Scroll, they eventually did, but they didn't seem happy about it, so, like, I'm even more on edge than I already am. But none of that matters now. Whoever you are, whatever you are, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Life Vest Kid. And that goes for both of us, both me and 2B. Even if we're still away from our home dimension, we're together again because of you. I guess I'm just left wondering, why? What made you want to help us? And not even just this time. 2B says you helped her before when I was still stuck in that world of endless night. She says you took her to a world that looked... badly drawn? And you told her to find a certain car and not stop driving it for anything? Well, I guess it ended up working, and she got to where I was, but by that point I was already gone. Apparently she had to fight her way back out of there once she realized that and had to keep finding new ways to cross dimensions to find me. I guess I used the beacon at the right time because she was about to give up hope before you got my signal and brought her to me. Time. That might be the part about this that's throwing me. How did you know to help 2B the first time, before I even sent the transmission? Maybe it was a coincidence, but maybe... If this is a rift in space and time that I'm broadcasting, it might be that the broadcast I'm sending now actually reached you in your past. But if... What is it, 2B? Oh yeah, I guess I am rambling. Well, I'll let you go then, if you actually were listening to this, I guess. Thanks for everything. Bye.